2022 was a brilliant year for space research and exploration. The James Webb Space Telescope's glances back in time reshaped our understanding of the cosmos. The much-awaited and oft-delayed Artemis 1 finally launched its first uncrewed mission in November, and yet again ushered in the era of moon exploration. NASA's first-ever planetary defense prototype, DART, was a huge success. We received incredible images from Mars rover Perseverance and its helicopter buddy, Ingenuity, and learned more than we once thought possible about exoplanets and faraway stars in the galaxy. And this year, for the first time ever, the existence of UAPs was validated by two legitimized firms that launched an investigation into the sightings of these phenomena. Earlier this year, NASA hosted a panel that opened a study of what the government calls unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, or more commonly termed as UFOs, bringing together experts from scientific fields ranging from physics to astrobiology. This team is separate from the Pentagon-based investigation of UAPs, reported by military aviators and US Defense. These parallel efforts by NASA and Pentagon highlight a turning point for the hunt for answers about extraterrestrial phenomena. After decades of deflecting, debunking, and discrediting observations of UFOs, two major firms are looking into these reports. Unidentified sightings, unsolved mysteries of alien phenomena date back to the 1940s.
Orbit. Beyond the Blue.
In the year 1947, reports of strange objects in the sky were running rampant across several parts of the world. A rancher named William Brazel woke up for a normal day's work in New Mexico, 75 miles north of Roswell, when he made a shocking discovery. He found on the ranch a large area of bright wreckage made up of rubber strips, tin foil, a rather tough paper, and sticks. Soon, the Roswell Army Airfield announced that it was fortunate enough to gain possession of a disc through the cooperation of one of the local ranchers and the sheriff's office of Chaves County. Major Jesse A. Marcel was the group intelligence officer dispatched to the scene, who would later collect the box of debris and deliver it to the higher authorities. On his way, curiosity got the better of him, and he whipped out a box. The Guardian later reported that what he had found was said to have hieroglyphic-like markings. However, the Army soon intervened and debunked the story, claiming that the debris was actually from a crashed weather balloon. And not just that, Marcel was even asked to be pictured at a press conference with the debris. And that was that. Case closed. Since then, decades have passed, and we have made tons of technological progress, and humans are now living in space. The International Space Station is the largest single structure that humans have ever put into space. It is in orbit around the Earth, circling the globe every 90 minutes at a tremendous speed. If you know when and where to look, it is highly visible from Earth, appearing as a luminous moving point of light and rivaling the brilliant planet Venus in brightness. As a multi-nation program that serves as the home of astronauts and cosmonauts, the ISS has made it possible to send humans into space farther than ever before. Essentially, it has given humans a permanent residence in space, something that was earlier only pure science fiction. Like most space programs, ISS is proof of the lengths we will go to in the quest for knowledge. The space station has made it possible for people to have an ongoing presence in space. Human beings have been living in space every day since the first crew arrived. Ever since, there have been many unexplained sightings of unidentified flying objects near the ISS, which have sometimes coincided with NASA's shutting the live feed shortly after. Let's start with one of the most bizarre sightings, when a fleet of 10 unidentified flying objects was seen on the ISS live feed, shortly before it was cut off abruptly. One of NASA's latest live streams has produced images of as many as 10 unidentified flying objects hovering around the International Space Station. The objects were spotted by an eagle-eyed space watcher who believes the live feed actually captured the UFOs forming a circle above the southern Atlantic Ocean. The conspiracy theorist arrived at his conclusion after carefully watching the footage that shows orb-like objects moving past the camera. The footage has been widely circulated and has led to discussions and several theories among UFO and space enthusiasts on social media. The first screenshot showed the orb-like objects. Posting the shocking discovery, the UFO hunters said, "This is a screen grab from the International Space Station above the South Atlantic at around 8:30 am. 10 unknown objects traveling with the space station above the planet Earth," he added. Since then, many theorists and UFO hunters have commented on the images and have also shared theories of their own. A user wrote, "What it looks like to me is there's a whole bunch of Black Knight probes." Then, something even more bizarre happened, when a Russian cosmonaut tweeted about potential UFOs. Ivan Vagner, a Russian cosmonaut currently orbiting the Earth aboard the International Space Station, claimed to have captured footage of potential UFOs while recording video of the Southern Lights. "Space guests, or how I filmed the new time-lapse," Wagner wrote in a tweet featuring the video. The 1-minute video shows the aurora australis passing near Antarctica and Australia. However, in the video, you will see something else, not only the aurora, he wrote. And that is what grabbed the attention of people. Did this cosmonaut know something? Was he hinting at something? Or was it simply in jest? The footage shows the curved edge of the Earth at night, with the green swirl of the aurora moving across its surface and several star pinpoints visible in the background. At 9 to 12 seconds, 5 objects appear flying alongside with the same distance, Wagner wrote in a follow-up tweet. "What do you think those are? Meteors, satellites, or?" He added that the video was shot in a time-lapse, so the brief flash of the objects actually lasted for about 52 seconds in real time. Wagner did not claim to see the phenomenon as it happened, and no one else aboard the ISS has acknowledged it. He also did not indicate exactly when the footage was captured. Whatever the phenomenon was, it does appear as a string of lights arranged in a clear, angled line in the video. Roscosmos, Russia's space agency, shared the video on its own Twitter account on Wednesday. There have been many more such incidents aboard the ISS, and you can watch part 1 in the series by clicking on the link in the description. With so many theories, incidents and ideas floating around in this decade-spanning discourse, what do we even believe? We've all seen more than our fair share of stories about UFO sightings. Whether it's clouds that look like spaceships or rogue meteors, the internet loves a good alien conspiracy. The conclusion: most of the insane UFO sightings may be little more than spaced and rough, or simply the human brain misunderstanding what space travel actually looks like. But there's no denying that there are few instances that are simply too strange and have no terrestrial explanations.
Orbit. Beyond the Blue.